with the taxpayer money we give them to clean our streets and sidewalks? I don't know. And I am not in the mood to ask anymore. I'm in the mood to do something about it. And so I am going to make sure at the end of the day, when we have all of these beautiful amenities up and down Seneca Street, for one reason and one reason only, to do exactly what you said. I believe it will help attract businesses to Seneca Street if we have pretty street lights, pretty garbage cans, pretty planters, pretty trees, and then a maintenance program, which I talked about last week with Goodwill, that I am funding through discretionary monies, and I will do it as long as I can, as long as I'm in office, and that they will come with a little, remember in the old days?
Yeah.
The old, I have one, the old, we had it in our garage. The wheelbarrow?
Yeah.
And in the wheelbarrow is the garbage can?
Yeah.
And the rake and the broom? Well,
Pan?
I remember the old guy.
yeah, well, I mean, in the days, that's how they went up and down the street. That's how they do, up and down New York City and in most downtown areas. We're on our own on this. So Goodwill Industries will go up and down. Any life that we put on that street, trees, planters, flowers, will be watered. It will be watered through Goodwill. They will go up and down. In the old days, and those who remember, the entrepreneurs, those who owned their businesses, part of their business day, and there are some businesses who, and a couple of them are in this room, Mr. Manny being one and Mr. Skasha, they still take it upon themselves to clean up their sidewalk, to sweep up before they even go in and start to cut hair or serve their customers. The entrepreneurs in the old days would do that on their own. Many don't really do that, and one of the reasons why they don't do it is some of the owners of businesses up and along this strip and others, they're not the owners. There's young kids coming in and they're working and they're not going to go up. When a young kid is behind the counter and he's got a 10-minute break, you think he's going to say, well, this would be a good time for me to get the broom and the shovel and I'll clean up a little bit. It's not going to happen. So we're going to provide that. And so therefore, what I also said last week, with a little bit of luck, the Tim Hortons coming to Seneca Street, even though it's not a drive-through, I understand, it's huge. We haven't had a chain come on this street in 20 years. And so I think it's very helpful. And then with some luck, on the corner here of Seneca and Kingston, we're at the end of this DEC mitigation of water and soil with the owners, which is GE Capital. And so hopefully, once that's settled, GE Capital will then, in a very outward way, try to find a suitable tenant to come in. And I'll help, just like I have tried over the last 7 years. I tried with Mighty Taco, I've tried with Dunkin' Donuts and with Tim Hortons, but I'm going to try it. And I try to get a national chain to come in. So that's the idea. But it's a good point, and that's the only reason why I have any interest in making the street pretty, and is to attract businesses on this street. And then the one thing I said last week that I believe is important is that if I were to ask you, can anybody tell me the last time something new on Seneca Street, residential, went up? It probably would be the People Incorporated Senior House, and that goes back. How many years is that? How long has that been?
15 years. 15.
Yeah. So I mean,
then they built it too close to the street.
The time has come. Is that we need new residential dwellings on Seneca Street, and I want them to be appropriate. In my view, I'd like for them to be market rate.